Hey Leo, Happy New Year. I'm kind of trying to drink my lunch and do you guys' reading at the same time, so forgive me. Got a smoothie over here. It's got a lot of lemon. I'm pursing my lips up quite a bit, but let's go ahead and get started before the cards start falling out just everywhere. All right, Leo, if you could center in with me. Spirit, what messages do you have for Leo? Sun, Moon, and Rising for February 2018. What messages do you have for Leo? Sun, Moon, and Rising for February 2018. Okay, I'm gonna take those. Ooh, it's cold. I don't know what makes me want smoothies in the dead of winter in Michigan. I don't know what's wrong with me, but yeah, so okay. So you guys have the Page of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, the Ten of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Magician. Eek, the Magician. Okay. Let me start this reading off by saying, y'all know I'm an Aquarius. Hello, I'm your opposite. All right, so with that being said, have you guys heard of the Saturn and Capricorn thing happening? All of these Leo, in Aquarius, new moon, full moon, eclipses, solar eclipses, lunar eclipses, blase splee. I'm saying all this to say, I feel like we're in a time where, especially for the fixed signs, a lot is being realized. Let me start with the obvious, the Saturn and Capricorn thing. Now, I wouldn't say that necessarily directly affects your guys' sign, but it is affecting everyone at large. Saturn is the sign or the planet that is ruled by Capricorn. So naturally, it going into Capricorn is a very homey place for it. But Saturn is not a very homey sign, and neither is Capricorn. It's more of an outputting achiever type of energy. Like, it's about responsibility. It's about the slaps on the wrist that happen if we don't take care of our responsibilities. It's about maturity, really realizing where it is that we need to tighten up our ship in order to be able to get the work done that we've always wanted to do. And I know that as an Aquarius being co-ruled by Capricorn, I'm feeling that energy quite a lot. But also for people around my age range, around the 1991 age range, a lot of us, and you have to check your chart or even get a reading by me, and I can tell you how it directly affects you. But a lot of us have Saturn in Capricorn. And so that energy is sort of letting us know exactly where the holes in our operation lie. And it's like things may have been going, or you might have been perceiving, you know, things have been going well, and then as soon as that transit happened, which was like, I want to say December or January, I want to say it's recent, a lot of people have been getting slapped down, and it seems like the efforts that used to work aren't working anymore, because now it's about doing the work to do the work. No longer can you just be how do I want to say, no longer can you just kind of get by off the skin of your teeth. You're actually having to set boundaries and foundations for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that authority that's like the father. It's like, okay, yeah, every year I always did your taxes for you. This year you're going to learn how to do your own taxes. And if you get something wrong, the government will come after you because you're grown and you need to learn how to do your taxes. That type of energy. And then with these eclipses and these full moons and new moons that have been happening, because I want to say we're going to have 3 moons that have to do with our particular opposition, which usually every month we get 2 moons, right? You get the new moon that's in one sign, and then the full moon that's in the other sign. January we had this blue moon, which only happens once every blue moon, right? And that was kind of like the midpoint between the new moon and the full moon. And so, or no, something like that, I forgot. Listen, my life has been, I've been living my life. I have not been on my astrological high horse as of lately. I kind of keep my ear to the streets at all times, but I haven't really been doing my research. I've been kind of just taking it day by day because this energy is hitting me heavily, which is why I want to talk to you guys about this before we even get into the reading, because it's gonna be that very do or die energy. And it's not it's not do or die. It's more so coming into our truths, coming into the reality of the situations that face us. Really, really having to find the balance between honoring ourselves and being our own biggest fans, and actually realizing how we can be of service to other people in a real way. And I think that's something that Aquarius and Leo struggles with a lot, because Aquarius always wants to be out of the way, the humanitarian, the one that only worries about other people. You know, we sometimes are too humble. We want to stay out the way, you know. And then Leo, a lot of times, is almost too in your face, too ready to present any and everything. Look what I can do energy. You know what I'm saying? And so within both of them, there's a flaw. The Aquarius is not, it's about integrating yourself in with other people, not ignoring your oneness, your humanity, and not feeling like you're better than everybody else because you're not on that level with them, as far as the ego, satiating the ego, being a slave to the ego, right? But you need the ego to protect you. You need the ego to assert yourself. You need the ego to determine who you are. And then there's Leo, whereas Leo has the whole ego thing down packed, knows who they are, and knows, you know, exactly how they want to be seen and how they want to be in the world, right? But then it's like, okay, but how is that of any value to anyone else? How do you make that something that can help serve humanity and not just yourself? You know, how do you create the need for you within the societal template, you know? And so I would say, I may or may not do a video. I'm gonna be honest. So I got a lot going on. I'm trying to get these videos out, but I would say it would behoove you guys to do your own research on, there's a new moon, I believe, coming up in Aquarius on the 15th of February. And today, I'm not gonna say what today is, it's pretty late, but if it's before the 15th or even after the 15th, go look into that Aquarius new moon and see what that may mean for you, because I feel like it'll really help you guys realizing the opposition, how to incorporate certain Aquarian traits into yourself that will help you become more of a well-rounded person, and that will help you to become more, not more accepted by people, but because like I said, Leo may be more accepted than the Aquarius. The Aquarius accepts everyone else and sometimes neglects themselves, but it can help you to understand how to play your role a little bit better. As opposed to, you know, everybody just kind of looking to you for whatever it is that you have to offer. I hope that makes sense. Just do your research, come back, let me know what you find. We can take it from there. All right, so you guys have, did I already give you your cards? I don't think I did. I'm going to do it again if I did. Page of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, 10 of Swords. I did 8 of Swords, the Magician. Okay, so here we go. There's this perceived chained in energy. You feel restricted. You might even feel underappreciated. The 10 of Swords is a sense of defeat. What do you feel defeated about right now? And what type of mentality or mental constructs are you putting up for yourself that are not allowing you to feel victorious, or it's just making you feel like you can't take anymore? It's making you feel the lowest of lows. And whenever you get into this feeling and sensation, for Leo, I'm hearing desperation. Do not become desperate. It's really just not worth it. That energy doesn't attract anything that's gonna help you overcome that mental battle, because that's really what it is. It's a mentality of I'm hearing not being good enough. I'm hearing last leg, like, and then with this, the 8 of Swords, it's like this entrapment, this feeling of it being you against the world, this feeling of, you know, being bound and held in by your thoughts and by what other people may think, or even what you think of yourself. Not seeing a way out, not feeling like you can't do anything, but just being helpless. This is helplessness and defeat, excuse me, put together, which mentally, this is like a recipe for disaster. You don't want to tune in too close to those energies because, like I said, they're just not, they're helpless energies. Let's put it that way. And let's be real, as a fixed sign, helplessness is not a place in which we can thrive, right? That goes for Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio. It's not somewhere where you can get in touch with your inner strength. It's anything that is done out of these energies is going to come off as just as what it is. And it's like, for Leo, I think that Leo people tend to be so used to exerting their energy that sometimes they don't even look at it before it goes out. And again, let's go with this opposition, right? Because this energy keeps coming up in the world at large. Aquarius does the opposite. Aquarius overanalyzes and never outputs. Leo underanalyzes and output. And so it's like, you have to get in touch with your own, energy to create your own life. And what I mean by that is not just the create that you guys are akin to, which Leo is a very creative sign, but it's more so like creating all of the elements of your life, not just the wand element, which is the ideas, the creativity, the, the exertion of energy and, the channeling of energy. It's the creating the practical endeavors in your life, creating the foundations for yourself, creating the tangible necessities and resources actually needed in order to be able to kind of get that mental block off of your mind. It's being able to create the correct ways of thinking for yourself that are going to help you elevate and get to the next level. Is being able to create the emotional current for yourself that's actually going to allow you to have the strength to be able to, do what it is that you need to do. Because I feel like all in all, it's like you've been fighting this mental battle. And you might have felt like this for quite some time, where it's just like, oh, I'm just bound in. It's only so much I can do. But at the same time, she's holding herself there. I don't know if you guys have been rocking with me for a while, but, I pretty much have gone through almost all these cards by now. So if you've seen this one before, you can kind of relate to what I'm saying with this. Those swords are not even chained together. They're not holding her in. They're just suspended around her. That chain is not even locked. They just wrapped it around her wrist. And then that cloth is pure white. She can see right through that, and she can even take it off because it's not even tied that tight. So it's a willful ignorance. It's being ignorant for the sake of not wanting to do the work to have to get yourself out of this space. And as long as you deem yourself a victim, you will be victimized by the world at large. Same thing with this one. The swords are not actually piercing him, but they might as well be. They're piercing his mentality, and he's allowing himself to be in this stage of defeat. And I'm not saying that as human beings, we shouldn't ever take a weak moment, because that's not what I'm saying. Like, we all have to learn how to cope with things and, take life as it comes to us, and it's not always easy. But what I'm saying is these two cards together scream victim. And I'm wondering who the victim is, because Leo, how are you the victim? You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys have such an energetic strength that I feel like you have to figure out a way to get yourself out of that energy. I'll just put it that way. Now, there is this either pursuit of looking for opportunity or opportunity coming to you via this Page of Pentacles. But let's note, it's a Page of Pentacles. It's not a Knight of Pentacles. It's not a King of Pentacles. It's not an Ace of Pentacles. It's a Page. And so within that, I feel that there's this immaturity to it. It's not a fully realized Pentacle state, right? So these resources are, you can work with these resources. I'll put it that way. It might even be like a word coming to you. Oh, there's an opportunity to do this. There's a competition to do that. There's a, it's stuff like that. Like stuff you see in the news, stuff you see over the internet, stuff you see, you get word of mouth. You know what I mean? Like an opportunity, not necessarily, it's really like an opportunity for an opportunity. It's like, if you get an email saying, oh, come audition for this or come audition for that. It's that type of energy. And I feel like there might be a lot of that going on, to be honest. There's a Seven of Cups energy, which is basically having a lot of different opportunities, or not opportunities, a lot of different options within the realm of what it is that you seek, what it is that you feel emotionally will resonate with you and will satisfy your needs. Like I said, emotionally, really emotionally. It's really a passion thing. I feel like these two put together is really sort of like a what do you want type of energy, and how do I get to what I want, right? And even with the Magician being there, it's a how do I create the environment to get what it is that I want. But then there's this energy of defeat. So it's like, are you even able right now to really fight the way that you want to? I feel like you have to do some sort of mental undoing first and get to the bottom of what's holding your mentality back. What's holding you? It's like a glass ceiling over a glass ceiling, because it's something, it can be shattered. It's not indestructible, but it is tough, and it is almost invisible. You wouldn't see it unless you knew it was there. And it is something that I feel is not going to be easy. It's not going to be something that you can just snap out of. It's going to take some real self-work. I'm going to put that out there. Some real self-work to undo these ties and these paradigms that you've been living under and you've been subscribing under, because it's a victim paradigm. And whenever you have that victimhood, you got to get to the root of that. I almost want to say, if you're resonating with this reading, I almost want to say you might need to see somebody. You might need to talk to somebody like a therapist, a mentor, somebody that's, I would say, unbiased to the situation, somebody that does not know you, because to somebody that knows you, this one here especially will be like, you are only bound by the way that you think. Like, it could even get frustrating because they can see how ridiculous it is. Like, how much it's like, okay, you're putting yourself here, duh, like that type of energy. And you don't want to feel like that. Like, Leos don't like to feel rejected. Leos don't like to feel stupid. Leos don't like to feel like they don't know, like they don't have stuff figured out. You know what I'm saying? Like, the ego is really tough within you guys. So that's why I say somebody that maybe doesn't know you, so that they say something you don't like, you don't hold no grudges towards them. But you need that objective view to be able to tap into this power, because really you're already tapped into this power. It's just that this power has gotten you here. You using your own will and your own devices in your mind, the best way to get to where you're going has led you to this victim paradigm. Well, it's not my fault that blah, blah, blah. Well, it's not my fault that this person did this and this person did that, and they didn't do this for me and they didn't do that for me, and I did this and that didn't work out because I didn't know this and I didn't know that. That's what I'm hearing. Like, that's really what I'm feeling with these cards. And then it's like there's these opportunities to do little stuff, to make little waves. But I don't think any of us are truly looking for little waves, especially not a Leo. Come on. You're not looking to make a little wave. So how do you magnify? Well, first, how do you want to do this? How do you want to do this? How do you want to do that? And then how do you magnify this and create more of this to the point where not only do you have more options, because really you don't want, I don't think Leo really wants more options. I think they want the right option. I think that you guys want the one. Whatever that means for you, the one, the option, the opportunity. You wish to be able to create that for yourself. But also, you're waiting on that to somebody to bring that to you. And I feel like that is taking the victim stance. Like, don't, like, fuck waiting for somebody to bring it to you. Learn how to create, learn how to balance. I was just telling another sign about taking each element as a pillar to success, right? Because 4 is a number of foundations. There's 4 elements. So if you can balance out each element, you can create something stable with which to stand upon. But if it's just like, oh, I just need the abundance to come in, you might get some abundance, but then how are you going to balance that abundance? Is your mindset even ready for that? Are you even ready to be able to manage that mentally? Are you ready to be able to manage that emotionally? Do you know what you want? Do you really know what you want? What does that look like? How long is it going to take you to get there? How can you measure the success once you get it? In a real way, not just like I had somebody tell me one time, I just want to be the greatest. What does that mean? Like, I understand the sentiment. Don't get me wrong, I'm not dense. But what does that mean? Does it mean, like, let's talk Leo, right? Does it mean accolades, fame? Does it mean money? Does it mean people admiring you? how does that factor into the grander scheme of things as far as making your life a solid foundation? Because how many people do we know that have achieved all that and still ain't shit? Let's just be real. That's kind of what I'm focusing on with these readings. Like, Saturn has been doing a number on me, baby. So I feel like, you know, the universe puts me through things before I even come on this camera to talk to y'all. And that's like some of the questions I've had to ask myself over the past 3 or 4 months. What is it that you really want? What does that look like? Okay, working on the things that don't look like that in your life. Work on eliminating things that don't look like that in your life. Because you can have so many options, but you ever heard of that? Like, in the movies, they always do this, like, you're dating, like I was just watching Spike Lee's She's Gotta Have It, or something like that. She's Gotta Get It, something like that. And, you know, with Nola Darling and all this stuff. And she's dating these 3 dudes. And she's got everything she could want out of the 3 of them. But she's so unhappy with herself, it's ridiculous. And clearly she's satiating a need within herself by dating these different guys. And even at the end, she has them all in one room. It's like she paints this picture of them like the 3-headed monster. But she's not. She realizes she will not be satisfied picking any of them because none of them have what she needs. She has to become what she needs. She can't get that from an outside source, and she can't build an opportunity, build a person. And that's kind of like what this is. Like, yeah, you could choose the fire cup, the passion, but then will you have the abundance? But then will you have the, you know, the happiness at the end of the thing? Or but then will you have the bubbles? Like, you gotta be clear with the universe before you start conjuring shit up. Because, like I said, coming from that sort of doubtful, downtrodden, trapped, victimized place, a lot of times you can't even fathom what good looks like. It's like any bit or any piece of anything will be good. And it might be a lot of offers for little bits and little pieces of anything. But at the same time, I'm not saying don't take the offers. I'm not saying that none of these are good options. I'm just saying within the realm of manifesting and creating for yourself, you have to be abundantly clear. This is why I mentioned the Saturn transit at the beginning of this, because Saturn is really asking you to create the real terms, the actual terms. What is it that you can offer? What is it that you are? And for a person to penetrate those boundaries, what do they need to possess? For a business deal to go down, what does it have to look like, black and white, for you to feel that it is valuable to you and that it will add to your overall picture of what it is that you want to create? Because Leos are natural creators. So y'all can create a lot of shit haphazardly, to be honest with you. Y'all have a lot of energy, and sometimes I feel like, you know, and especially people want to fuck with y'all because y'all are so fervent in your creation process. It's like you have a lot of passion. But at the end of the day, what does it mean? What is it towards? What is it for? I want you to figure that part completely out. Like completely. In a way that maybe you've never done before. Spirit, what do you have for Leo as far as love and relationships? Oh, shit. All right. Everybody is going through, like, yo, I was just reading something that was talking about this, new moon that's getting ready to happen in Aquarius, and it's like karmic relationships, karmic past things. And I really feel like that because everybody has been getting this past life relationship card. I swear. And I feel like, okay, you might be idealizing something or someone, or even idealizing yourself, to be honest with Leo. Y'all can be the biggest loves of your own lives. Come on, let's be real. So yeah, but realize that those relationships a lot of times are not all fun. They're not shits and giggles. They happen. And like I said, even if you're loving on yourself, there's some karmic undoing that needs to be done. You are being, whenever you're in a like a soulmate relationship, or even, you know, dealing with self-love and stuff like that, you got to realize that stuff is not pretty. It does not look good in any way, shape, or form, because you're having to face either your shadows, or you're helping another person face their shadows, or another person is helping you face your shadows. And so either way, it's uncomfortable for both parties, especially the person that's having to do the looking, right? Because we like to think that we are righteous, that we're good, that we are love, that we could do no wrong. that anything bad that has happened is not our fault. That anything bad, any bad traits that we possess, the good traits outweigh them. You know, and that to a certain extent can be true. But when we truly look at it, the reason for that love is to be able to love you out of the madness, to be able to love yourself enough to get to the other side of that, which is like your faults, you know what I'm saying? Your downfalls or whatever. So those relationships that we have with other people, those past life relationships where we spent time and space in other realms with people, right? It feels magical at first because it's like, I know you, you're familiar. And even sometimes we come into this world with that knowing with ourselves, like, I know what my life is. I know what it's supposed to be. I feel it. Nobody could convince me otherwise, right? But a lot of times it takes to do that self-undoing to get to the point where we can actually become in alignment with what it is that we need to do. Because before you can ace the test, you got to get a couple answers wrong to see what you don't know. To see what you don't know. For you could fix this so you can ace the test. Okay, do you get it? Okay. So, within that, Leo, same thing with Aquarius, but talking to y'all right now. Leo, let go of control issues. Everything is, you can't explain everything away. You got to let some stuff sit. You got to let some stuff resonate. You got to realize that some stuff happens just because it's supposed to happen that way for you to learn a lesson. Not just for shit to go to shit. Or, you know, when you see something and it's like, y'all a lot like Virgo too, where you see something happen and it's like, man, that person is so dumb. Why would they do that? You know what I mean? Like, you don't know what devices another person may be working under or how what they do can influence you to do better. If you're witnessing that where it's like, man, this situation, you're stupid, you're doing the wrong thing, just let me do it. Sometimes you don't always need to do this. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Take it one step at a time. If you see that it's a place where you can improve, try to figure out how to do that in the most righteous way possible. It's safe for you to love. Open your heart. I feel like speaking to people about everything that's going on with you, you know what I'm saying, about those shadows that might be kind of ugly, that you don't really want to face. It might be hard for you to admit to even having faults, because for Leo, that is a hard thing to do, trust me. So talking to people that you trust about it and trying to really get them to help you see your own shadowy aspects so that you can know what you're dealing with. Because with Leo, you know, you are the sign of the sun. So sometimes you can only see what it is that you want to shine light on. You will up your big good qualities and ignore the fuck out the bad ones to the point where it's like, you got a beautiful smile, but the teeth in the back of your mouth are rotten. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so it's one of them situations where it's going to be hard for you to assess yourself. And I think I might have even said, speaking to somebody, seeing a therapist or seeing a trusted person that's like, you know, that's not biased and will give you the real without, you know, trying to make it blunt or trying to make it hurt, I guess I could say. You need to find those safe spaces for yourself to express so that love can be had, but it's also giving you that medicine with a spoonful of sugar like you need. You know what I'm saying? And then separation. Figure out what situations and circumstances in your life, it says time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Figure out who you're codependent upon. Who is it that's stroking your ego? Because Leos always go towards the people that give them what they need. Leos always go towards the people, like they will literally fuck with you until you get on their nerves and then leave. And then go fuck with another person and then come back like nothing ever happened. And be like, you diss me? It was like, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you know, so maybe figure out a way to let go of control issues with other people. This is giving me a codependent type of vibe where I want you to spend some time alone. I want you to spend some time honing into your own, what is it that you really, really want, and how can you go about going to go get it? Because this is about taking control of your own universe, controlling your own environment, and not putting anybody else in that position to have that sense of, what's the word I'm looking for? That sense of determination over you, because Leos will be quick to be like, well, that wasn't my fault. Yeah, but everything is your fault. Like, everything that happens to you is because of you. You either let it happen, asked for it to happen, allowed it to happen, turned a blind eye at the wrong time, went willfully ignorant about this or that. but like, how can you actually tap into yourself? Separate from those who are trying to be codependent on you too. Spirit, what call to action do you have for Leo for the month of February 2018? I keep saying 2016. I don't know what's wrong with me right now. Like, I'm hungry or something. Spirit, give me the messages for Leo. Call to action cards. It's saying the first card that you guys have, which I feel like I need a little bit more, it says sleep on it. Don't, okay, because Leos can be very, you guys can be judgmental. So just like Aquarius, I don't think I'm trying to call y'all out, but sometimes when you hear stuff you don't want to hear, it's like, fuck that shit. That ain't, nah. But I feel like maybe the messages even that I'm giving to you need to be slept on and incorporated into your psyche, because I'm not saying this shit for no reason. I promise you, all these readings been lit today. And I did Aquarius as one of the first ones, so I'm going on myself just as hard as I'm going in on y'all. Remember to breathe. Find a place to start from. Always connect back to your center. Don't ever get so caught up in being the this tyrant sort of energy, or this everything my way energy. Fuck that shit. Saturn is not going to comply with that, period. I'm gonna be honest. Saturn is here telling us that we need to do the work to be able to even do the work. It's not gonna come, it's not gonna be just, it was in Sagittarius for a while where it's just like, okay, the inspiration is shined down upon. Okay, you moving, that's good. Saturn was honoring that, like, okay, yeah, get into the groove. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but yeah, Saturn was in Sagittarius, which was a lot more based on the go for it energy. Now it's like, plan for it. What do you want? What does that look like? What do you need to do to get there? Are you prepared? Have you learned enough? Did you learn your lessons? Did you do your work? Did you study, my nigga? It's not just going to be about go for it, 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 go for it. Now it's about, and I'm getting chills, plan for it. Work on it. Be mature about it is what I'm hearing. Sagittarius is a very good energy. It's not as, it's a teacher. It is. It's going to show you how to do it. Show you how to, might even teach you a couple things or two. Show you a whole new world. But Capricorn is about status quo. Who did the work? Who studied? Who really went through that gritty time of, it's like a person in med school, like that hard, don't even have a social life. Not to say you don't have fun. You definitely need to have fun, because it's going to be a grueling time. You're going to have to make time for fun, but the work is what's going to be rewarded. And you don't want to get too bogged down with taking stuff too seriously, to the point where you get away from your Leo joyful self. Not saying that. I am saying, let the, how do I put this? I think Leos might be a little bit used to controlling their world. Sometimes you have to let the world control you. Sometimes you got to take a cue, a lesson, take a step back and let go of the control issues and do what you need to do as opposed to what you want to do. That's really what this transition from Sagittarius to Capricorn is about. It's not so much about what you want to do anymore. It's not so much about self-ambitions. It is, but it's about making those self-ambitions real in the world so that everybody can recognize them, not just you. Not just the people who believe in your teachings and the people who believe in you, but people who don't believe in you. How can you make yourself, how can you make your world verifiable to everyone else? And that's important. Like, it might seem like something that's hella shallow, like, no, who cares about the world as long as I'm happy? Yeah, but at the same time, boy, that's a Capricorn about legacy. And if you work your whole life doing what makes you happy and you never have anything to show for it, that's not gonna make you happy. All right. Love you guys very much. As always, if you'd like to receive a reading from me, you can do that one of two ways. You can either hit up nellnicole.com and check out my music page. And then there's a tab there that says Nell for High Vibe Services. You can go there, scroll all the way to the bottom, and then leave me your name, what type of reading you would like, and what day and time you're available. And then I can hit you up. I usually try to hit people back within like 5 days, let you know if that time and date are available for me, and let you know about pricing and everything like that. Or you can email me directly at nellforhighvibe@gmail.com, and then we can do the same little thing. Make sure you let me know what you want, what your name is, time and date that works for you, blase splee. And then as always, on the end card at the end of this video will be my official first single for Dreams and the video to it. So you can go check that out. Subscribe to that channel, like that video, share that video, comment on it. Let me know what you thought. And as always, I want to know what you guys have to say about this reading. Let me know if it resonates with you. Oh, excuse me. Like it, comment on it, share it. Make sure you watch videos for your sun, moon, and rising because it'll give you a fuller picture of what everything means for you. And I will see you guys later.